Hello and happy Saturday here in London. We are out and about this morning and we're headed to Chinatown. We're gonna go do a little exploring before we do a pub crawl this afternoon. Just waiting on the tube. Going up a real big escalator. Whoa, look at what the lights do to the GoPro. Making it to the edge of Chinatown. We gotta find a gate somewhere down through here.
That's trash.
That's recycling. The other side might be trash. Pretty cool. We picked this place to eat. Dumplings Legend. Looks pretty good. Gonna eat a bunch of dumplings. And it says Prince Charles, or now King Charles, and Camilla have eaten here. Good to know. First up, order soup dumplings. Got some spicy noodles, and then we got the world's biggest bowl of soup. What kind of soup is it again?
Spicy beef noodle soup.
Looks amazing.
It looks so good.
This is definitely going to be enough. Yeah. On the pub crawl, officially.
So guys, what we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not just with him, but with William Shakespeare, Charles Dickens, Mark Twain, Raymond Chandler, just to name a few. And the very first literary reference to beer comes in a book called the Epic of Gilgamesh, because beer was invented by the Sumerians right back at the dawn of time at the junction of the Tigris and Euphrates. Huge monastery, Grey Friars, set up by the Franciscans who wore grey habits in England. And on the top is the figure of Justice holding the sword in one hand and the scales in the other. Now in many countries Justice wears a blindfold, as if to say blind justice.
First stop, the Viaduct Tavern, right here in a very historic area of London.
Is it that one?
Yeah, the Viaduct.
With lemonade or with tonic? All of the lemonade. 4 of them.
Yeah, look at the ceiling. Cheers.
Saxon word for a marketplace. So Cheapside back in the day, still a shopping street, but then it was a medieval street market. And if you look, the walk today is pretty much going to be 100% in the city of London. For you get the dome of St. Paul's Cathedral there. And as you can see on the very top of the dome is a golden cross. But it actually could have been so different, because Wren actually wanted to have a pineapple on top of the main dome, a giant pineapple. The reason being that in his day, pineapples were the symbol of hospitality, generosity and welcome. St. Paul's wouldn't quite go that far to allow him to do that, but they did give him a pineapple there on the smaller dome just above us, and there's one on the smaller dome on the other side as well. Now in Wren's day, pineapples were incredibly popular. They were discovered by Europeans, by Christopher Columbus in 1493 in Guadeloupe, and brought back to Europe. But they're incredibly expensive to transport and preserve. So if you wanted to buy a pineapple in around here.
Wow.
It's a pretty good location to kind of be dwarfed by the scale of St. Paul's Cathedral. 2004, he's from Barnet in North London. He got very upset with people dropping chewing gum on the ground and leaving splodges everywhere. So he decided to make a thoughtless act into something a bit more beautiful. And if you ever cross the Millennium Bridge that goes from behind St. Paul's to the Tate Modern, there are 500 of these painted on the bridge. I say on the bridge, but not on the bridge, on chewing gum. He's very careful to avoid painting on the surface, because that would be criminal damage, technically. If you ever get to see him, he's usually in an orange jumpsuit with a bag of tools. You can't really miss him, he's painting on chewing gum lying flat on the ground. Introduce yourself, have a chat, because he takes the subject of his paintings from conversations with visitors to London. And one of our other guides, Chris, proposed to his wife on the Millennium Bridge, and he's now immortalised doing that in chewing gum on the bridge somewhere. So, I say immortalised, I don't know how long it will last. But they used to be cleared away by street sweepers. Now he's got a reputation, so they leave them here now. And when you've seen one again, you might see them popping up in other parts around here on your walk. And before we leave this place, just 2 more things to say. I guess one is St. Paul's was a hugely important symbol of so fantastic. Not many people find this place, I have to say. And coming off the big roads where all the people were, right next to St. Paul's, tiny little courtyards like this. It feels like a film set somehow. You kind of expect them to bring in cranes and lighting rigs and so on. But this is Wardrobe Place, and it's so named because it was the site of the King's Wardrobe, set up by King Edward III in the 14th century. And the King's Wardrobe would look after things like his robes, hangings, banners for ceremonial processions, bedding, all that sort of thing. The word courage above it. Now don't worry, it doesn't mean you have to summon up all your courage before you're going. They do like people from all over the world, strangers as well. But it's a reference to John Courage, who was a brewer who set up what was the biggest brewery in the world at the time, the Anchor Brew House in Horsley Down Lane, which is pretty much just where Tower Bridge is today on the south side. It's still there. The Anchor Brew House is now luxury apartments right on the river. Good to be on the river for all the ingredients being delivered, of course. And next to it is a yard called Courage Yard. And in Courage Yard, in the paving stones, you'll find 55 brass cockerel's feet, because the logo was the golden cockerel that you'll see on the red background just down there. But the reason the cockpit is called the cockpit has nothing to do with that, or the fact that it once had Courage beers. It's because it once used to be a cockfighting ring. So when we go in through those double doors, you would find yourself back in the day entering a pit full of sawdust, blood and feathers, because that's the pit where the cockfights used to take place. Don't worry, today it's a carpet and velour seating, so you'll be fine. But look up then to your left and to the centre, and you'll see two elements of the gallery as well.
Look at the painting on the side of the window over here.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I wonder, do they change it out like for the seasons?
Maybe.
That's kind of like wintry.
It's kind of Christmassy looking in.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Looks like a gift.
Like rounded door.
Oh, any person with soil coating or dirty boots will not be served. Clean your feet.
Clean your feet. See, I like the symbols in here because that's the symbol of Tottenham.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Hotspur. Oh yeah.
Bigger in here than I thought.
Yeah. And so this is the gallery kind of up here. Is this a Tottenham pub? Someone said this is a Tottenham bar because of all the cockerels.
When do they play?
They play at 3.
Oh, playing right now?
It's not 3 yet, is it? Oh yeah, they might be. Oh, they just kicked off 3:15. It's not really a Tottenham bar. I was just saying
Why are
that.
they not playing Tottenham games?
Because there's all kinds of EPL games on right now, but they're playing rugby. This might be like a predominantly rugby thing. About halfway through the pub crawl, having a blast. I don't want it to be over either. I think we have 2 more, well, technically 3 more pubs that he's going to take us to. So we're done. But we're getting a lot of history, seeing a lot of cool sights around everything. And
drinking some beer.
And drinking some beer, some pints and half pints. The Black Friars.
Reputation for food and drink. This fellow, I think, will testify to that.
He's a big boy.
The building itself is like London's flat.
Oh yeah, look, the ceilings. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, we're just looking at the ceiling. That was a pretty cool pub right there. Oh. I love this pub, the Flatiron Building. So cool. All right, 3 pubs down. We're feeling good. We switched from half pints to full pints. Did you hear me?
What?
So we switched from half pints to full pints. Don't know if that was a good decision or not.
I think it was.
The Kim Kardashian Building.
Is this it?
We're going up these stairs. Wow. That's really cool.
I'm out of shape.
There wasn't that many stairs.
No,
But it's
I'm
the pints,
out of shape.
it's the pints of beer that got us.
Living life on the edge.
In there he put together the first dictionary in the English language with all sorts of tremendous definitions. Things like dull. He said dull is not exhilarating, as it is dull work to make dictionaries. So he was not about...
Rebuilt after the fire.
I like your sign.
Yeah, so burnt down 1666, rebuilt a year later. It's almost like apologising for a year's lost service.
Look. Hey. Oh, no, yeah.
Oh yeah. All the kings and queens that's outlived.
This is the part that I spoke about. That's the parrot.
Oh yeah, there's the parrot. On above the bar over there.
See the first edition of the Dickens again?
Oh yeah.
£10 if that winning the lottery.
I want to see the first edition.
Yeah.
You go first.
Okay.
Wow. Copy of Tale of Two Cities.
That was crazy. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Fire, and that was his favourite scene apparently because he'd get the heat from the fire but not the scorch.
Wow. Really cool.
The alleyways, find yourselves in the tiny courts, but he probably wouldn't have wanted you to come here. The address is 184A Fleet Street. Next door is 185. Next door to that, 186. The address of Sweeney Todd, the Beaver Barber of Fleet Street. So, you're sure you all know the story that you've been invited in for a haircut or a shave, put into the barber's chair, a foot lead will be depressed, you'll fall down about that far, because that's the drop to the basement level down below. And they're based on the courts just around here. So that would be enough to break your neck, finish you off. If not, he'd pop down with a cutthroat razor just to seal the deal. And in later versions of the story, he'd just do the cutthroat razor and then take you down at the same time, but more efficient. There was also a tunnel, supposedly, that went all the way from here to Bell Yard, Royal Courts of Justice, where the bodies were taken to Mrs. Lovett, his partner in crime, who would turn those bodies into meat pies that were sold on the streets of London by Tobias Raggett, an orphan boy who didn't know what he was selling, but apparently was a pretty good salesman. So anybody who was going to have meat pies tonight, can you maybe just check dining options? I don't know.
Who's kidding?
But the good news is that it's all just a story. A Victorian page turner, a penny dreadful. The String of Pearls first appeared in 1848 and wasn't based on a genuine London demon barber. Possibly though, there was a barber in Toulouse in France, where the stories and legends emanated from. So maybe Toulouse is the place not to go and have your haircut. I don't know. They do have quite interesting sausages there too.
I love all these skinny little buildings right here.
So guys, our last piece of history is here. The Royal Courts of Justice, perhaps the most dramatic Victorian Gothic building in London. Built by a man called George Edmund Street, who won the contract to build it in 1868. Didn't get finished till 1882, and in fact he died in 1881, so he never saw it complete. But he knew it was a great building because everybody told him it was a perfect building, and that really upset him because he thought only God could make a perfect building. So if you visit at the back, he made a deliberate mistake. He started to build a column and left it unfinished. His own piece of imperfection. You can visit quite easily. They do guided tours. You have to book online, but you can also just go and watch a court case taking place. If you do in opening hours Monday to Friday, just put your bag on a conveyor belt like at the airport, pick it up the other side, and go into the main hall where there are all the case lists displayed. There are 19 courts on the first floor, 6 in the basement. It links to another building, taking you up to 101 courts, 32 more at the Rolls building, so you've got quite a large number to choose from. And if you go into one of the public galleries, there'll be a sign outside saying robed or unrobed. Don't worry, unrobed doesn't mean it's a nudist performance. It just means they're not wearing wigs and gowns. But if you go to court number 4, they'll always be wearing wigs and gowns. That's the Lord Chief Justice's Court. Perhaps the one to shoot for has the biggest cases taking place there. And at the end of the day, well, what'll happen is they'll close up and they might start playing badminton inside. They've got a massive badminton net with anchor points, and the court clerks very often hit a shuttlecock around, deciding that that won't do any damage to the building inside. Win or lose, and you're going to come out. The very first pub you're going to see in London is the George.
The George.
And this looks like an incredible Tudor building, perhaps. Survivor of the Great Fire. It's a con, a Victorian con. It started life as a coffee house in the 1720s, became a hotel in the 1830s, and at the end of the century, a Victorian architect decided to make it look beautiful, so that it would befit the courts of justice. But spent so much money doing that he went bankrupt and couldn't afford to run it as a pub. The decorations are quite interesting. You've got golden monks and barrels and grills.
We're sad the pub tour's over.
The last one, the
Headed
George.
to the last one. I'm following him. He has to stop. It's flashing yellow. It's flashing yellow. That's what that means, I think. Wow.
It's just a sight, isn't it?
Yeah, it's huge.
Should have been Game of Thrones or something.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. All right, we're at the movie location where the store was for last Christmas. It was actually in this hallway right here, the outside, between Godiva and Latterdy, or however you say it.
I'm busy, you're weird. Goodbye.
You've missed 5 doctor's appointments.
You were great at your job when you started, but now...
Right there. And someone's playing Queen right down the hall.
What?
You hear Queen? And this is all the under. Let me go. Let's see if I can pull it up. Yeah, it's right here. Look at the picture. You got the green doors and Godiva next to it. Look. So you got Yuletide. Real life. Oh, baby. I love that it's covered.
I know.
Down the main marketplace. Very busy.
Oh, the wine place.
Something smells good.
It smells like Italian.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it smells like Italian food.
We can try.
You definitely stick out in a crowd.
I do?
Yeah, because of the pink jacket.
Is everybody looking at me or something?
No, I just mean, you know, look at everybody has black and dark colors on.
I like to stand there from seating.
We've now come to the Punch and Judy pub here at Covent Gardens, and you can see above us we're covered. We're out here in this weird little like garden area.
I know, it's so freaking cute.
It's real cute.
I love it. And I think maybe later we'll eat at Shake Shack.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah, come all the way to London to eat at Shake Shack.
Yeah.
Just walking in the garden area.
Your bed. There's no need to go down.
Coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. Gotta be down, 'cause I want it all. Started out with a kiss, how did it end up like this?
It was only a kiss.
Only a kiss, now I'm falling asleep. You're insecure,
Don't know what for.
you're trying to dance when you walk through the door. Don't
Somebody's watching me. Popped into this pub and got some food. It's Mediterranean style. Somebody's watching me. I got carbonara and halloumi.
Sausage. Okay.
All right, we're in another pub. How many pubs have we been to today?
5 or 6 or 7 or 8.
Yeah.
How can you this is an Al Green song. Well, Al Green covered it. Al Green. Yes, Al Green covered it. Oh wait, no, you're right. Al, okay. Okay, Robin. Additional dish.
Well, night 2 has come to an end, and what a night it was. We got another exciting day tomorrow, so we're headed back home in our flat, and we'll see you tomorrow.